Hi, this is Skeeter, and welcome to Parallels Desktop Aid for Mac. In this tutorial, we will cover how to start, shut down, or suspend your virtual machine. Parallels Desktop for Mac provides many different ways to start, shut down, or suspend your VM depending on your preference. Let's start at the beginning by reviewing the different ways to start your virtual machine. At the end of this tutorial, I will show you how to configure the startup and shutdown options on the virtual machine. With Parallels Desktop for Mac running, any of your virtual machines can be started by simply clicking on the power icon next to the virtual machine name. Another way to start the VM is by clicking on the name to open it up in the Finder. Once opened, you can either click here on Click to Start, or you can go to the Virtual Machine menu and select the Start command. You can also start a specific application within a virtual machine by going into the running VM, starting the application, and then adding it to either the OS X Launchpad or pinning it to your dock. To do this, open the desired application in the virtual machine and then locate it on your dock. Now, using your secondary mouse button, right-click on the icon. To keep the application on your dock, go to Options and then select Keep in Dock. If you would prefer to add it to Launchpad, select Add to Launchpad. The next time you want to launch your application, just clicking on it will start the program, and if the VM is not running, it will automatically start. Finally, you can also configure your virtual machine to automatically start when you either start Parallels Desktop for Mac or when you open the VM window. We'll cover this in detail when we review how to configure start and shutdown options for the VM. With your virtual machine running, there are several ways to shut down or suspend your VM. We will cover both options together since all methods work the same, except instead of selecting the shutdown command, you would select suspend. The difference between the two options is that shutdown is the equivalent of shutting down Windows on a PC. All programs are closed and settings are saved. Suspend freezes all running programs and settings in their current state. When you restart your suspended Windows VM, you will be right back to where it was left with whatever Windows programs you had open and ready to go. To shut down or suspend your virtual machine, we can perform this operation like a real PC by going to the Start menu and selecting the shutdown command. Suspend is located either within the same dialog box or drop-down list depending on which version of Windows you are running. Another way to shut down or suspend the VM is to go to the Virtual Machine menu of the running VM and select either Shut Down or Suspend. With the VM running in windowed mode, you can either suspend or stop Windows by clicking on the OS X Window Close button. This will either suspend, stop, or prompt you on what you want to do depending on how you've configured this setting. If your virtual machine is running in coherence mode, you can also quickly shut down or suspend the VM by going to the Parallels menu in the Apple menu bar, pressing the Alt key for the extended menu. Then go to the Actions menu item and select either Suspend or Shutdown. You might have noticed along the way that in the menus there is a Stop command. While I did not cover this in any detail, think of this like pulling the plug out of the wall on your PC. The virtual machine will immediately stop all Windows programs, and any data or progress will not be saved. To configure how your VM starts and shuts down, go to the Virtual Machine menu of the running VM and select Configure. Make sure you are on the Options setting and select Startup and Shutdown. We can control if the VM automatically starts either when the VM window is open, or we can configure the VM to start whenever Parallels Desktop for Mac starts. Next, we can control the startup view the VM starts in by selecting one of these options. With the On Shutdown option, we can control what happens with the running Parallels Desktop application so that the VM stays open, or the windows close, or Parallels Desktop for Mac quits when we shut down the virtual machine. Finally, on the Window Close option, we can either automatically suspend the virtual machine, stop the virtual machine, aka pull the plug, or prompt the user on what to do. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial video on starting, suspending, or shutting down your virtual machine. For more tutorial videos on Parallels Desktop Aid for Mac, visit www.parallels.com/desktop.